Portland, bundle up, we're going agate hunting, and Newport is home to some of the best agate hunting on the Oregon coast. They even have a super rare and sought-after variety named after them, the Newport Blue. And if you're like me and mistake every shiny rock or piece of glass for agate, don't worry, there's usually 1 to 10 unofficial experts on the aptly named Agate Beach ready to tell you what to look out for. Afterwards, you can warm up with a hot meal at local Ocean Seafoods or a South Beach Fish Market or Clearwater restaurant, all while overlooking sea lions. There is truly something for everyone in Newport. Plan your trip today at discovernewport.com/citycast. That's discovernewport.com/citycast. Today on CityCast Portland, we're talking about all of our top picks for the month of March, from food to entertainment and everything in between. Joining me on the show are our very own producers, John Atariani and Julia Fiaioni. Also, just a big thank you to today's episode sponsor, Discover Newport. It's Monday, March 2nd. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Happy March, everyone. Welcome to the show. Spring is almost here. Can you believe it?
It is on the way. Hooray.
Oh my God. We survived what could have been one of the most confusing winters on record.
It really
Ultimately,
was.
also a pretty gentle one, if we're, being real.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, John, you're like a winter sports guy. How was your winter?
I've done okay. I've been able to make it up to the mountain actually quite a few times. There's been a couple days where I was snowboarding on like very thin snow, but
just
even
grass.
this past weekend I went up there and it was great. It was gorgeous. So there's still snowboarding to come in March as well.
Okay,
Awesome.
I feel good about that.
Already a hot tip for March.
Yeah.
Well, for those new to the show, our monthly guides are something we started doing around here to feel a bit more connected to our city and just our life, because it's so easy to get stuck just doing the same thing, miss out on all the cool stuff when you're just not paying attention. So hopefully after you listen to today's show, you're going to walk away with some new ideas for how to have the best March possible. And as usual, if you try any of our recommendations and hate them, John will send you a handwritten apology and a crisp $10 bill.
It's up to 10. It used to only be 5.
Didn't it used to be just $1?
John, tariffs.
Inflation.
Let's jump right in. What is this month's obsession or events that you think people should really be excited about?
Yeah, I can go first. I am obsessed about this new club called The Downbeat. It's in Old Town, sort of like Northwest 4th Avenue in Gleason. And the owners say that they conceived it as like a rhythm and social club. So they're going to be doing food, cocktails, and of course, like live music. I haven't made it, but I've seen some photos. I've watched some videos on their Instagram. It looks like super intimate. It's downstairs, like dimly lit. And they really want it to be a central place for the BIPOC community in Portland. Yeah. So they've got food that is inspired by Black cultural cooking, like black bean and sweet plantain tostadas and baked grits with croquettes and poblano peppers. And they're booking just like a ton of great local jazz and R&B music as well. Someone they've had playing a couple times since they just opened is Tony Coleman, who was B.B. King's drummer for like 30 years.
Wow.
And happens to be the co-owner, Cyrus Coleman's father.
Oh my
this is a part
gosh.
of this. Yeah,
So
yeah.
cool.
So he's like, hey, Dad, I opened a venue. Can you come play? But it is a part also of this bigger project called the Horizon Enterprise Building. They also just opened an art gallery in there. They want to be doing maker spaces, studios, artist residencies. So yeah, I'm really excited to watch this new spot develop in Old Town.
That is so
that sounds
cool.
so special.
The only thing that I'm a little confused about is it's going to join the roster of places that I get confused because they all kind of have the same, like, I'm James Brown and the bridge is about to hit and I'm going to say something like, get down. You know what I mean? It's like downbeat.
Get down. Not
Good
to be
foot.
confused with downbeat. Not to be, yeah.
We do sometimes like share our picks so we don't grab the same thing. And I saw that and I was like, didn't we just talk about that?
Just wait until the good God opens.
I know exactly.
There's going to be a lot of like, I'm at the get down. No, I'm at the downbeat. What?
No, I'm at the good foot. That sounds really cool though.
So I can jump in with my pick here. So I'm talking about a food-focused event, and I'm talking about Meat Stuff, which is a butcher shop in Southeast Foster. It used to be called Proletariat Butcher, And we've had the owner of the store on the show before, Zeph Shepard. He talked about how to have the best Portland backyard barbecue. But on the last Friday of every month, they serve what is known to be the best burger in Portland. And I say that quoting Michael Russell, a well-known food critic in town. So basically, folks line up starting at 4 p.m. all the way to 8 p.m. And they only serve this burger on this day of the month, every month. And it's supposedly incredible. This is something that our newsletter editor, Rachel Monahan, has plugged many, many times in the newsletter. And I've not been able to go yet, but I'm feeling like March might be the time to give it a go. And I also found out that they serve you little like sausage and cheese snacks while you're waiting in line, which I think is so cute. They also have a liquor license, so they have a bunch of like local beers and wine ready to go so you can eat it with your burger. And I also just have a really sweet spot for that neighborhood right on Southeast Foster. This is where Star Day Tavern is, which is one of my favorite spots to actually go and do open mic nights. But also they have just local bands playing there a lot of the times on the weekends. So you can go there to catch some music after you eat your burger. You could also go to the Trap to sing karaoke, which is also on that street. So this is on March 27th. I'm just really excited that it's continued to happen for this long because this has been going on for, I think, over a year now. But yeah, supposedly tastiest burger in town.
Yeah, I am really ashamed that I've never made it out here because longtime listeners might remember when I got a CSA share of a half pig. Zeph was the guy who butchered it for me. So yeah, I have a lot of fondness for this shop and what he's doing out there. So maybe I'll see you out there at the end of March.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember about that neighborhood is Star Day Tavern was we had someone come on to do a neighborhood guide around that area. And they talked about how everyone goes there and flyers were put up everywhere. Somebody was like wanting to apologize to someone and they set a date. And then she went and like the entire freaking neighborhood was there because they're just like, who is it?
The meeting point was the Star Day Tavern. Yeah, it's a neighborhood bar for sure.
I don't know. Every time I think about Star Day Tavern, I think of that. I'm just like, oh my God, I want to go.
It's a place you go to squash your beef.
Yeah. Well, my pick actually was inspired by something that City Councilor Olivia Clark said to me when she and Councilor Steve Novick were on the show a few weeks ago. I asked them both to share their perfect night out in downtown Portland, and Councilor Clark said she had just experienced the perfect night out, and it included going to a candlelight concert. Now, I've heard of this series, but I wasn't that familiar, so I looked it up, and it started in Spain back in 2019, and it's since grown internationally, still being run by the same Spanish production company, but now they're like creating these branded concerts where they pick the most beautiful venues all over the world and then surround a string quartet or a pianist or a singer or whoever's performing and the venue itself with these realistic flickering LED lights. And that's the only light in the venue. So essentially, they're just trying to create this like beautiful atmosphere for people to enjoy and experience classical music in. But they're not just performing classical music, they're also performing classical arrangements of more modern music. So on Saturday, March 14th, the Old Church Concert Hall, under the gentle glow of electric candlelight, and a string quartet will be playing a medley of 90s hip-hop classics, weaving in hits from Fugees and Lauryn Hill and Jay-Z and Tupac and A Tribe Called Quest and Notorious B.I.G. And their sample program list goes on and on.
Amazing.
Like, I saw Missy Elliott in there, and I had to be reminded that she was from the 90s. I was like, Missy Elliott's from the 90s? Do you know what I mean? She just seems too modern for me. Anyhow, I know this sounds like it has a high probability of lacking the true spirit of hip-hop, but do I want to hear a string quartet bathed in fake candlelight in one of Portland's oldest and most beautiful churches, bowing along to Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg? Yeah, dude. I'm going to be crip walking down that aisle. Plus, it's like the perfect excuse to find a new restaurant or bar or to try out let me see, the Downbeat. I had to look because I, again, was going to say like, you know, something that was almost the Downbeat, but not really.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a really cool evening.
Yeah, this looks
That sounds
great.
awesome.
All right, well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, our food picks for the month of March.
Spring buying season is here. If your 2026 goal has been to finally buy something for yourself in Portland, you've got to be fully prepared. Local mortgage lender James Adair will set you up with the mortgage plan you need to buy the home you want. James's certified buyer pass can help you write tighter, more competitive offers to beat out cash buyers. and negotiate the market with maximum leverage. Real estate is what you own, but your mortgage plan is how you own it. Let James show you how the right plan can create a massive financial lift. Visit pdxhomeloan.com to learn more. James Adair, NMLS 272766 with Better Mortgage Corporation, NMLS 330511, an equal housing lender. Hi, I'm David Plotz. I'm the CEO of CityCast, a podcast network that includes this show you're listening to, and also 12 other CityCasts in 12 other cities. And each one knows their city as well as your local team knows yours. So isn't it time we connected them? Don't you want to know how they're tackling their bike lane problems and housing challenges and sidewalk dog poop crises? That's why I'm hosting a new podcast called Your City Could Be Better. Because it could be. Every week, I'll chat with a different host in our CityCast network about what their cities are doing right and wrong, the weird things they're trying, and the surprising successes, so that we can all learn how to make our cities a little bit better. Listen to Your City Could Be Better on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Our March Guide sponsor, Discover Newport, wants to shout out a few picks of their own. On March 25th, you can visit the Oregon Coast Aquarium for Enrichment Day to hear talks and presentations as they demonstrate why enrichment is important for all animals. So you'll see them feed the sharks and the otters and the octopi. I actually got to see them feed their turkey vulture the last time I was down there, and that was pretty cool. And if you like to plan ahead, in May, the Oregon Coast Aquarium is actually opening a brand new Amazon rainforest exhibit. So if you haven't checked out our state's largest aquarium, which has over 15,000 animals and over 300 species, you can start planning ahead at discovernewport.com/spring. They have a ton of events coming up as well. That's discovernewport.com/spring. All right, guys. So what are you hoping to drink, to eat, to imbibe? Is that drink again? Did I just say drink twice?
I think so. So I'm trying my best to check out all the new spots in my new neighborhood because I have not done a good job of it since moving to North Portland. And I've been bopping around on North Williams more lately. And I found a spot called Poa Cafe. And it's a very like health food focused place, which is also kind of what I'm trying to be doing lately. I feel like I'm looking for food that makes me feel good. And this spot has some of the tastiest smoothies I've had in town. And they have this really awesome breakfast burrito that, again, not like the classic breakfast burrito you have in your head where it's like cheese and egg and some sort of like really greasy meat. This is made with roasted sweet potato, scrambled eggs, black beans, spinach, feta cheese, avocado, and then this vegan garlic sauce, all wrapped up really tightly in this tortilla. And you can make everything vegan if you want. But it's just like this perfect combination of like savory and sweet. And it's only $11. So I've been getting this a lot lately. Doesn't that feel like it would be so filling? And honestly, I mentioned that because it really is. It's one of those things where like you have it for breakfast and you don't really need to eat again until dinner because it's so like nourishing. But they also, I was mentioning, they have these incredible smoothies. Last time I went, I had the superfood green smoothie. And they're the types of drinks where you can actually taste all the little different things that they put in it, rather than it being masked by like a protein flavor or banana flavor, which I always really appreciate because when I get something that has mango in it, I'm like, I want to taste the mango. But I've been really liking this one. I'm excited for the warm weather to hit because they have this really cute, really large back patio. But Poa Cafe on North Williams, super excited about it.
Nice. Never heard of
Yeah,
it.
Poa Cafe is very. I live since Julia. You and I now live pretty much in the same neighborhood. I walk by there often, and I've actually never made it in there. So I think I might piggyback on your hack and get a breakfast burrito from there.
Yeah, it's a really cute neighborhood spot too. There's always a lot of families and folks just hanging out for the afternoon. It's very cozy.
What about you, John?
I am all in on Portland Sandwich Week, which I think is probably the most utilitarian of like the Portland Mercury food weeks, right? Like,
I don't think I've heard of it. Honestly, I've heard of so many of their weeks. I've never heard of the sandwich one.
Sandwich one is relatively new. They've been doing it for a couple years, but it is like $10 sandwiches all across the city, March 2nd through the 10th. The thing that's fun for me, I spent a while sort of browsing their website, is It's fun to sort of like try and pick out Portland food trends right now via the sandwiches. If you want like a Japanese style katsu sandwich, there is a lot of them out there right now. It seems like Cubano sandwiches are like very hot. And then there's just all these sort of like classic Portland, like nonsense fusion sandwiches. Here's a couple of them that stuck out at me. Barber World Foods is doing a hot and herby harissa sub. Clark Lewis is doing a duck aletta, which is like a muffaletta, but with duck.
Whoa.
Nom Nom Wings is doing a butter chicken banh mi. And Wow Cow in Tigard has a Korean Italian on the menu. So
That's crazy.
there are a lot more like traditional, just like, meat, cheese, bread sandwiches as well. But yeah, I mean, I could easily imagine sort of bopping around and getting a sandwich a day for the first week of March.
That's awesome. And they're only $10 too, which is really not bad for a sandwich these days.
$10, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what else is happening this month? Portland Dining Month is back. It had been on hiatus since 2020. If you're like Julia and hadn't been born yet, that's when participating restaurants create a. Could you imagine? Like, we just have a 6-year-old producer, and she's like kicking ass.
That would be terrifying if I was talking like this as a 6-year-old.
Anyhow, if you don't know what Portland Dining Month is, participating restaurants create a prefix menu of an appetizer, entree, and a dessert, and it's going to be served for the entire month of March for this really affordable price. This time the menus will be available at 2 different price points, $35 and $55, which is kind of crazy. And some restaurants are going to offer both options. And here's why it's my pick. I'm going to be real for a moment. In the past, it sometimes felt like the restaurants that were part of the month were places that I had never heard of, weren't that excited to check out. This year, y'all, everyone is up in here. Yawarat, Heavenly Creatures, Ava Jeans, Higgins, Passar, Canard, Kachka, Xiao Ye, St. Jack, Nostrana, all the Bamboo Sushis, all the Furies. There's like more than 100 participating restaurants, and they're pretty much all bangers. And with money being as tight as it is, being able to try out new spots with like a reasonably priced menu that you're just like, I'm going to spend $35, maybe I'll get a drink, but like that's going to be it. I think that's a really cool way to go out, support. And I mean, it's clear why everyone's participating,
Yeah, and like scanning this list, there's definitely a handful of places that it's like, I've been meaning to check that place out, which is like,
Totally.
like Alpenrausch. I've been wanting to go check that out. Bauman's on Oak. That's sort of been on my list. I think that this is a great opportunity to knock a few of those out and like, yeah, just take a chance on a new place.
What's really cool too is if you go to the website, pdxdiningmonth.com, since it's over 100, they have a surprise me feature. You can click, it'll just like pick a restaurant for you. It's so cool. Like I was like, actually, this is awesome.
That's wild.
Yeah, you give them the price point and they're like, go here.
This is so cool. I'm like, just looking at the images of all these different dishes and all these different restaurants, it's making me feel so hungry right now. Like everything looks like something I want to eat now, like yesterday, kind of tasty,
Yeah, no, I mean, it's incredible, all the restaurants that signed up. So yeah, go check that out. There's also a espresso martini month that just started this month. That's just participating restaurants. So go check that out. You might see.
You should alternate one sandwich, one espresso martini, one dining week, one espresso martini.
Oh, man. All right. We're moving on to the hack of the month, which is kind of a little bit of a competition. I'll be honest. We all secretly are hoping to get that best hack because usually it's John who takes it home with his dad vibes. Always knowing what to do. You're just like, snow tires. And we're like, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Who wants to start it off?
I could jump in here. So I'm talking about PCC's community ed courses, and their spring registration is just opening up on Wednesday, March 4th, right at 7 a.m. These classes fill up fast, and I feel like I'm always too late to the game to actually make it. But these are all different types of courses that anyone in Portland can take, ranging from like woodworking and dance photography to classes on AI and emergency preparedness, even backyard beekeeping. It's insane, the variety of classes that you can take. A friend of mine recently took a DIY soap making class and loved it. And now a lot of the times those are the kinds of gifts that she'll give for like housewarming parties and birthdays. And it's so cute. I always think about how much I want to go and take a class like this. I haven't picked one yet myself because I'm a little bit overwhelmed by the options, but the price ranges are very affordable. Anything as low as like $25, $35 to as high as $200 for multiple classes at once. And there's also classes that are just a one-time thing if you don't want to make a big commitment. But this idea was actually something that I felt inspired to bring up because I'm going and taking a cooking class at a different place called Middle Ground Farms in Wilsonville. I'm learning how to make Korean food. It was a gift that was bought for me. And their classes tend to be a little bit pricey, but I know PCC does these very affordable classes. And I thought to myself, like, maybe March is the month to learn something new and to get out of your comfort zone. So this is my offer to our listeners to try and see if there's something that fits in their schedule, that there's something that interests them. But yeah.
This is such a great idea. I wish they had a surprise me feature on this as well.
Yes.
It'd be like,
That
oh,
would
I'm
be
learning belly dancing. Oh, I'm learning stand-up paddleboarding. Oh,
Yeah.
astrology and tarot class.
Oh my gosh.
And those are all real classes. I'm not just making those up. Those are like real classes on the
Yeah,
list.
no, I know.
I thought you were making them up 100%. I thought that you were making them up. No, I remember they used to have like a wine tasting class or like
They
some
do
wine
too.
It was so
Yeah.
cool. And I was like, oh,
It's really special.
Brewing and stuff. Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
What about you, John?
The hack I wanted to do ended up getting blocked because I got really excited about the Evergreen Curling Club of learning to go curling. But I checked it out. Their sort of new member orientations are fully booked through May. There's the effect of the Winter Olympics on it. So not doing that anytime soon. What I am excited about, and what I think everybody should be getting excited about, is getting your CSA locked in for the summer.
Nice.
You know, growing season usually begins in May or June, but this is the time of year where you can sort of buy a share from a local farm and then you'll get fresh produce over the entire summer. I've been doing it for years. It is like one of my favorite things of the year. But shout out to Bridgetown Bites, who had this tip. There's actually a CSA fair happening this year. On March 15th, where you can like actually meet the local farmers and like talk with them and figure out which CSA you might want to join. Obviously, there's like tons of vegetables, but there's also CSAs for like meat and eggs and fish and flowers and all sorts of stuff. And they're even going to have like CSA matchmakers there. You can tell them sort of like what your budget is, like where you want to pick it up, and they can point you towards the farms that you want to check out. So if you've been meaning to like get in on a CSA, March 15th at the Red on Salmon is
so
your
smart.
spot. It's going to be, I think it's such a great idea.
It really is because it's overwhelming. You know,
It
There's
is.
so
That's what's kept me from doing a CSA for all this time. So that's really smart.
It should also have a surprise me feature. I think we're like realizing the surprise me feature would really be a boost in our everyday life. Well, my hack is actually, I feel like this has been a hack that I have shared possibly in years past, but it's because I signed up for sailing lessons yet again for the summer. This time, though, I signed up my partner as well. So we're doing a class together that I'm really excited about. It's at the Willamette Sailing Club. So I don't know if you've seen those little boats, the little baby boats. There's usually like 10 or 15 and they're in front of this club. And there's like just room for 1 or 2 people on it. And you can basically get lessons to sail one of those boats. I know how to sail a bigger boat, but I'm like, can only sail if there's like 4 other of you. Just, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm this guy. I'm the guy with the rope, or I'm the guy with the, you know what I mean? Like, so I've never manned just a boat, and I'm so excited to learn. And my partner, who's never taken sailing, it'll just be exciting because it'll be new for me. So it's not like, you know what I mean? It's sometimes like when you're learning something new and then you know a little, it can be annoying on either end. So we'll both be going blind. But what's so cool about this is that you can go to Boston, you can go to other cities that have these boats, and you can rent them then, because you already know how to sail them. So it's really cool because like Boston has that. It's something that we've been wanting to do when we go to Boston, is rent these boats from there. And so now I'm like, okay, we know how to do it. But also they just have like, it's classes for like everyone. So like you can put your kids in it. You can go with your partner, yourself. I also wanted to shout out, those classes are a little expensive, but what isn't expensive, if you're a woman identifying person, Oregon's Women's Sailing Association, or OUSA.net, it's just the acronym, they basically, you pay like a yearly fee, very low, by the way, and they'll just take you out sailing for free. just
Wow.
they'll crew up, they have their own boats, they have their own classes, and they're so much cheaper. And they're just trying to be accessible. They just want women out on boats. They want you to learn. So if you're just thinking like, oh, that's for rich people, or like, that's not what I do, just do it. I swear it's so accessible. Everybody wants you to learn. Like, I've never gone to a class and people are just like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, it's so accepting. And it's because it's kind of like a dying art form, you know? Like, no one's out here sailing. So, yeah, that's basically my tip. If you've been thinking about it, just go for it.
That's so cool that you're sticking with it, Claudia. I know that you were so excited when you did the whole crew lessons. So to be doing the individual ones.
Yeah, it was like a couple years ago.
Yeah. That's really exciting. It sounds like it's going to be so much fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. But yeah, so that's basically, those are our hacks. I think we're at that point of the show where we pick what we're going to do together. Not necessarily the best tip, but the one that we know we'll probably do together. So sailing is probably out, I'm assuming. That is kind of a commitment. It's like 4 Saturdays in a row. What are you guys thinking?
Well, Julia, are you going to convince me to take a class with you? Are we going belly dancing together? Is that what's going to happen?
I won't force that upon you guys.
Honestly, I think I'm all in on the food picks. I want to eat sandwiches. I want to do Portland Dining Month. I think Portland Dining Month is it, frankly.
That would be
just
cool
sounds
to do that
so
as a
great.
team.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, a team Portland Dining Month. I think that would be pretty cool. We could do the 35. We can keep it chill.
For sure.
We can keep it chill.
We could all do like the surprise me option and then do like a ranked voting choice system where we
I love
pick
that.
from the 4.
Yeah.
Julia, are you producing our dinner date?
I love you. It's so
This is going to get competitive.
just gamifying our date. And I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, I love it. I love that idea. Well, you guys, we did it. I hope that everyone listening has picked something up. If you have something that you're like, this is a really cool thing that happens in March and you guys never talk about it, hit us up, portland@citycast.fm. We want to know about cool things. And if you try any of this stuff, let us know. Tell us what you thought. But yeah, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. And thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks, Claudia.
Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.